So I kind of had a feeling that when I put this as one of the movie options for this weekend for you guys in the poll that I did on my channel, I had a feeling that you guys would totally be voting this one in just for the memes, and I was totally fine with playing along with that because that is what I love about this channel, is that, you know, we can get down with the memes sometimes. So I went and saw Dora the Explorer, okay? And, you know, I'm being 100% serious right now, okay? I'm not even joking. I am not joking. I am being so serious. I really enjoyed the heck out of this movie. This movie was so fun. This movie was great. I had such a great time watching this movie, and I'm not even joking, okay? I'm not joking at all. I'm actually being completely serious right now. I loved this movie. I really did. It was so fun. It was a great time. You know, I loved what they did with the characters. I thought they did a great job. And the thing I liked about this movie so much was that it was so self-aware. There were actual times, and you probably saw in the trailers, if you saw any of the trailers for Dora the Explorer, there were actual times where she looks straight into the camera and she's like, "Can you say some word in Spanish? Can you say delicioso?" And I'm just like, that's amazing. That's amazing. And then her dad's like looking around and stuff like, this woman's crazy. I loved it. And the relationships were really, really well done in this movie. This movie had so much heart into it, and it reminded me in a lot of ways kind of like Jumanji, the new Jumanji movie that came out, which I also was a big fan of. It had a lot of similar vibes to that. But man, guys, I'm being completely serious. I had a great time watching this movie in a time where almost every single movie that is coming out has some sort of political slant to it. In a time where, you know, we're getting movies that just aren't that great, that aren't fun, that aren't enjoyable at all. This movie actually turns out, ironically, to be a shining light among those movies. And I don't know how. I don't know how this happened. Maybe I've just been seeing so many trash movies, so this one just kind of like is just like, wow, okay, I actually had a really good time watching that movie. This movie made me feel so good when I was done. I really just felt so good. I felt so happy when I was watching this movie. And this is not the review I expected to do. I expected to do a review where I just completely trash this film, where I completely slaughter this film. And I'm not going to. I'm telling you guys, this movie was a great time. If you have kids, take your kids to go see this. This was a fun time. There is nothing woke about this movie at all, which was also a very, very nice breath of fresh air. So I really appreciated that about this movie. Okay, I do have some criticisms though, okay? One of the major criticisms is the CGI. The CGI in this movie was atrocious. It was actually really bad. Really bad. So that was one of the complaints I had, which I can't really say is a deal breaker by any means for this movie, because this movie it is pretty cheesy and just kind of over the top in a lot of the stuff that they do. So, you know, I wouldn't say that the CGI is by any means a deal breaker for this movie at all. But besides that, to be completely honest, I mean, I really don't have anything else to say that's really that negative about this movie. It was really silly. It's a really silly movie, okay? Don't expect this movie to be like a masterpiece. Don't expect this movie to be anything like that, okay? But for what it is, it was a good time. I really enjoyed this movie a lot, and this is honestly, guys, I can't even believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I'm saying this. I actually can't believe I'm saying this. This is one of my favorite movies of the year so far. Like, this is not what I expected to be saying about Dora the Explorer. Now, I will give a little bit of background here, okay? I was someone who, I watched the show quite a bit when I was a little kid, but this was a long time ago, okay? And I don't remember too much about the show, and I wasn't as big into Dora as I was into things like Blue's Clues and things. I was more of a Blue's Clues type of kid than a Dora kid, But so from that type of perspective, I can't really say too much about, you know, what they do with the lore of Dora, I guess you could say. But from what I remember, it seems like that they keep pretty faithful to that. They showed so much of that in the beginning of the film, especially kind of like harkening back to the series, which I really appreciated. But then they were like, okay, now you guys have the background, you guys know the backdrop of this story. Now we are going to take it and bring our own story to it, which I thought they did a great job with. This was in a lot of ways kind of like a family version of Indiana Jones in a lot of way, with a lot more humor and stuff, and it was a great time. I will tell you this right now, okay? The actress that plays Dora, I can't even remember her name. Isabella Moner, I actually see it right there. Moner. I don't know how to say her last name, but she was absolutely stellar in this movie. She has a bright future ahead of her. She was so good in this movie. She absolutely killed it in this role. I was surprised. I was like, man, she is absolutely owning this role right now, and she completely did a fantastic job leading this movie. She absolutely led this movie all the way, and she did a fantastic job. So congrats to her. She did great. Guys, this is not the review I expected to do for this movie, but hey, I am being completely honest with you with what I thought about the movie. So, if you want to go have a fun time in theaters, Dora is it. It really is an enjoyable movie. It really is. And, this is coming from someone who is often accused as a sexist, racist type of person, being me, of course. But, I'm praising, once again, a movie led by a Latina actress, and the cast is diverse. They do a great job with handling the diversity in this movie without making it a political message. I will say this right now. This is a perfect example of how Hollywood should handle diversity in their movies. This is such a great example of that. So, great movie. I'm going to give this movie 4.5 stars. It's still not a 5-star movie because because it is just such a silly movie, and the CGI just was not on point at all. But besides that, highly recommend this movie. 4.5 stars for me. Hope you guys enjoyed my review. That's it. There you go. Dora the Explorer. Or Dora the Lost City of Gold, I should say. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
With my heart's desire.